So, Will, you know Esther Perel is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me
Oh, my goodness.
if you could film me.
Esther, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Because she don't just...
Would you say that she helped us heal the hurts that we caused between one another?
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start rolling. I'm standing in my house. Don't just start rolling.
Please watch Esther at the red table because she's helped us a lot. Can't you tell?
Personally, I feel sorry for Will, because he's being beaten and abused by Jada. I'm just saying. That's what happens when a man loves a woman who doesn't love him, and he's doing everything to try and win her love. I've been there before. You have to make a decision. Either accept it for the love she's giving and just accept that, or just leave it alone. But you will never ever win her over because you can't make her heart feel what it don't. And she don't. And her actions that night showed it, and I feel for him. This was Earthquake during an interview on The Breakfast Club featuring DJ Envy, Angela Yee, and Charlemagne the God. And it's a very bold statement to look at a couple's relationship and accuse one spouse of not loving the other. And ultimately, I wasn't going to comment on this originally, but then I saw what Jada Pinkett Smith said about Will Smith's actions earlier today, and then I decided, okay, this deserves a video. Now, before we get to the content, this is a brand new channel. We're giving away $500 to a subscriber that turns on our notifications on this channel. And now that we get all that out of the way, let's get to it. It's been over a week since the Oscars took place, where we saw Will Smith slap Chris Rock in front of a national audience. We could all assume that this was done to appease Jada Pinkett Smith, because originally when Chris Rock made the G.I. Jane joke,
G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it, alright?
we all saw Will Smith laughing. Since then, Will Smith has faced serious repercussions, and without a doubt, his legacy took a huge hit as a result of this. For one, he had to resign from the Academy, which don't think that means he's never going to show up to an Academy Award ceremony ever again. The man could even be nominated for future Oscars. Rather, it means that he is no longer eligible to be a voting member of the Academy, which I know that doesn't sound like the biggest deal, and there's way worse things coming, but you also have to understand that this transcends simply revoking one of Will's privileges. It's just another instance where Jada seems to be toying with Will Smith to the point where I have to admit is definitely affecting the man's legacy. I mean, you have to understand here, Will Smith is a cultural icon. He is an actor that was relevant to multiple generations with longevity of the likes that I have never seen. I mean, the man's range is phenomenal. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was one of my favorite TV shows of all time, but it wasn't that because of Will Smith's phenomenal acting, it was that because he was really funny. As a result, I went to see Hitch the moment it hit theaters just because Will Smith was in it. That's before we even mention movies like Bad Boys, Men in Black, The Pursuit of Happiness, Independence Day, and I Am Legend. And even then, that list doesn't even make up a fraction of Will Smith's contributions in not only entertainment, but also in the world. He is one of the most universally loved individuals in the entire world. And when Chris Rock made a G.I. Jane joke about Jada, which by the way transcends just her having male pattern baldness, which is what we're going to address alopecia as, because that's what alopecia is. It's male pattern baldness. 80% of men are gonna have to deal with it at some point. 80% of men are gonna get ridiculed for it. And honestly, as a result of the slap, I think more people are aware that Jada Pinkett Smith has
male pattern baldness.
Now, G.I. Jane was also played by Demi Moore, who admitted a few years ago to have cheated on her first husband, so I don't know if that joke that Chris Rock made was also made as a slight to Will Smith's relationship with Jada, or if it was just supposed to be a joke about G.I. Jane being bald. But to be frank, Will Smith is going out sad. I mean, this was supposed to be a night of celebration as he finally achieved one of the greatest achievements a leading man in a movie can achieve. And instead of the focus being on the fact that Will Smith finally won an Oscar, it was more the fact that he went on stage and slapped Chris Rock. I mean, tears were streaming from Will's eyes as he was delivering his Oscar acceptance speech, and all I was thinking is, damn, this man is a sociopath. How do you go from just delivering one of the most bizarre moments in entertainment history to really graciously accepting an award and really feeling the emotions of winning an award and achieving a lifelong dream? I guess when you're the person in the moment, that moment for Will Smith was significantly greater than the moment that he slapped Chris Rock, but I think for the viewer that probably saw multiple actors win Oscar awards before, it wasn't as significant as seeing Will Smith slapping the living hell out of Chris Rock. And it's really sad, man, because instead of the focus being on the fact that Will Smith finally won his Oscar, it was just more on the fact that he went on stage and slapped Chris Rock. And I would feel bad for Chris Rock, but the way he handled this situation is ultimately going to result in remarkable things for his career. But for Will Smith, things just get worse and worse. Since that moment, we got a video of Jada Pinkett Smith laughing at Chris Rock's joke moments after the man got slapped by Will Smith. So this could result in you thinking one of two things. If you're Jada in that situation, what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to get up and throw Will under the bus and scold him for his actions, or would you just laugh as well? Personally, I know I would have laughed as well if I was her, because that's a fairly uncomfortable situation. What makes me feel bad is that Will clearly did this to appease Jada. He was originally laughing at the joke himself, and shortly after seeing her roll her eyes to the joke, he decided to get up and quote unquote slap the out of Chris Rock. Now, maybe Jada is laughing because she simply accomplished her mission of getting a reaction out of Will, which is something that she's been doing a lot over the past 2 years. I mean, this woman brought Will out into the public eye to explain the details of how she was involved with another kid named August. And I'm not knocking them for having an open marriage, because that's their business and relationships are very complicated and every relationship is different. But why would you humiliate your husband, whose image is literally everything to his success, in front of the public eye like that? Whatever happens behind closed doors isn't my business. But this woman decided to post a video onto Facebook for tens of millions of people to see. Ultimately, I wish there was a part of Jada that was sensitive to Will's image and achievements, because the result of this slap is hurting Will in more ways than just resigning from the Academy, and Jada's reaction to the slap a few weeks after the fact is just even more pathetic if you ask me. But we're gonna get to that in a sec. Originally, Will Smith was shopping a biopic about his life to streaming platforms, which is currently what all iconic entertainers are doing. We saw one on Michael Jordan 2 years ago called The Last Dance, which is now on Netflix, and more recently Kanye West dropped Genius on Netflix, which was a 3-part documentary on his rise from a producer to a rapper and everything he had to overcome to do it. This type of content is seen as a win-win for both platform and creator, because most people growing up today would look at Kanye West and say this is just a lunatic that has had the success go to his head and doesn't really understand what it's like to struggle. Which, by the way, isn't what I thought, because I got to witness Kanye West's rise to fame in real time when I was just a 9-year-old kid. Let's say anyone that was born in the 10s and on, this is a remarkable opportunity to show them the cultural impact and the struggle that each of these individuals needed to go through in order to achieve their success. For me personally, Michael Jordan's documentary was incredible, and it really taught me what Michael Jordan needed to overcome in his final season with the Chicago Bulls and all the BS that happened behind the scenes. And if you are a streaming platform, finding original entertaining content that will make viewers want to subscribe or stay subscribed is very difficult to do. So when you have a biopic of a universally loved figure available to you, of course you're going to do everything you possibly can to add that content to your library. It's why Will Smith's biopic resulted in a bidding war. And unfortunately, that isn't the case anymore. To give you an idea, both of these companies, Apple TV Plus and Netflix, are now backed out of said bidding war. Netflix has also shelved a planned movie that would have starred Will Smith in the lead role. And Bad Boys 4 has now been put on pause as a result of the recent Oscar scandal. Working with Will Smith is quote unquote risky business after what he did to Chris Rock during the Oscars. And what's messed up is he did this to defend the honor of his wife, but even his wife is condemning his actions. Get a load of this, because this is absolutely rich. Jada Pinkett Smith wishes that Will didn't get physical with Chris Rock at the Oscars. The couple are in agreement that he overreacted. Look at this. Jada Pinkett Smith wishes that Will Smith didn't get physical with Chris Rock, but isn't angry with her husband after he slapped the comedian for making a joke about her at the Oscars, a source complains. Speaking to Us Weekly, a unnamed insider said that it was in the heat of the moment moment and it was him overreacting. He knows that, she knows that, they're in agreement that he overreacted. They also alleged that Pinkett Smith is not a wallflower nor one of these women that needs protecting. He didn't need to do what he did, they added. Could you just imagine trying to appease your wife the way Will Smith did after being thrown under the bus in their red table talk, after seeing her get irritated at a joke made about her, and then after standing up for her in a moment that truly embarrassed you, you have your wife saying that,
"Hey, why'd you do that? I can protect myself. I'm not a wallflower. I'm not a woman that needs protecting. You didn't need to do that."
and then 20 minutes later, you go ahead and win your Oscar. I don't know, it just bothers me that this is the way Will Smith's going out. I personally think the man deserves better than this. It seems like he's just doing whatever it takes to please the mother of his children, but the mother of his children is more focused on trying to figure out how to resurrect Tupac from the grave and is continuing to write love letters to him in her journal. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all this, man. I'm hoping not to talk about this on the channel anymore. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.